Zero Barriers Podcast.
All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Barriers Podcast. And today we're back, taking straight off from last week, back again with Charlie and as well as last week's guest Lucas, because we said at the end of last podcast that we were going to do a part 2 on this topic, and that topic is I guess what did we label it? We labeled it expectations versus reality.
Expectations versus reality.
And in particular, self expectations, but we also talked about expectations in general, like expectations that you might have on, say, a national football team, such as England at the Euros, which a lot of England fans ended up disappointed. And Lucas and I are big football fans, so very relevant. Charlie's a bit blurred today, but how are we, fellas?
Yeah, we're good. Enjoyed some COVID-safe exercise.
We did today, Lucas. Charlie and I went on a nice bushwalk.
Oh, really?
Kicked the footy around, yeah.
And then we footy around, and then we sat on grass. Not sure if sitting on grass is counted as exercise.
Eli,
I did hear some guy talking on his phone to someone, and he was like, "Yeah, the instructions are pretty. The advice is pretty vague," and I think he was like talking about us. I guess like we were just sitting on the grass, exercising.
We were only on the grass for like 2 minutes. We were kicking the ball.
I guess whatever you can do to get outside, to be honest. Keep yourself busy.
That's it.
When will this all end?
Yes, that's it. Another day in lockdown paradise. That's how it is at the moment.
Low key though, like I'm being like paid to sit on my ass.
Meanwhile, I actually have to work. So I don't understand. I pay all this tax and then I don't even get anything from it. No, that's a lie. I get roads and health and stuff like that. I don't want to be that guy. But come on, man. I'm still working. And I can't get this payment. But anyway. Charlie, you're going to lead us today into part 2.
Lead us in prayer.
Some sort of prayer.
Our Heavenly Father. Okay. I mean, so I think we're going to talk about maybe expectations you have in relationships. In what you think is a good relationship versus what your partner might think is a good relationship and the grounds for that. So I was going to chat about that. And then I was also going to chat about work and expectations that we have in terms of enjoyment in work. I think we touched on it last time, but I think, for example, when I said my cooking, my expectation was that I was really going to enjoy it, and actually the reality was that I didn't enjoy it. And then I guess we can find other areas. I don't know, but those are the two on my head at the moment. So Eli, what do you think?
Yep. We'll try not to repeat what we went through last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think we didn't really do much last week.
Yeah, I mean, we got through a bit in a short period of time. Yeah. So yeah, where do you want to start off with this, Charlie?
Yeah, Eli, I don't know. I don't know. I've never had any proper serious relationships, so maybe I know yourself, you've had a few relationships, so
Wow, we're getting touchy here. Well, yeah, I mean, look, if we're going to talk about like relationships, honestly, like I'm probably one of those people that at the start of the relationship, I'm pretty like take it as it comes and just like living in the moment. And sort of on a day-by-day basis. But as I get further into the relationship, I kind of start getting stuck on the notion about like, is this my forever? Is this gonna be my long-term thing? Is this, am I gonna marry this person? And every single time that's obviously broken down, uh both kind of in my control and out of my control. Also, Charlie, I think you're frozen.
Yeah, is it back on?
Your camera's
Okay.
not.
Yeah, just
But
2 seconds.
yeah. But yeah, no. So Lucas, I don't know. This might be a personal question for you, but you're engaged, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And how long have you been with your partner now?
Going on 8.5 years.
Damn, pretty long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, go on.
Yeah. Just any questions you want to ask about it, shoot, I'll answer them. I don't mind.
Yeah, good. That's what we want to hear. Yeah, no, so I guess like had you had any like serious relationships?
Before?
Yeah, like before her. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, in high school I started like, dating. But I had a 2-year relationship in year 11 and 12.
Serious time.
Yeah,
Like,
and looking back on that, you could say, oh, it was such a waste of time. I could have been focusing on study and other things. But it's just a part of life, I think. But you learn from it. I definitely learned from that relationship, and then after that one, I didn't have a serious relationship until this one. So, yeah.
yeah, what was the gap between those? Like a few years? I don't know. I feel like and Charlie, you're back. You're fine. You're good, by the way.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi got turned off. No.
That's fun.
Yeah. So the gap. So 11 and 12. So I would have been 17, 18, 19-ish.
Yeah.
And then I didn't meet M until I was 22. So
a few years.
Yeah. So I spent those few years just buck wild. But yeah. That's kind of the way. Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like at the did you ever set sort of expectations along the way of like your relationships? Like, I don't know, the longest relationship I've been in is 18 months and even that's felt an incredibly long time.
Yeah.
Like, that's felt like a really long time.
Yeah.
Other two serious ones I've had have been both 11 months, which also have felt pretty long. Like, it's like looking back, you're right. Like, it can seem like it can just be a massive waste of time, but it's crazy looking back as well because it's like far out. Like, I didn't realize how significant this would affect me and like change me. And I don't know, like it doesn't sound like a whole like it doesn't sound like a long time of your life, but it really is. Like it's a lot of energy. And I don't know. In particular, yeah, same sort of time period for me. I was 17, 18, year 11 and 12. And this was probably the second serious, like long-term relationship I'd been in, but this is the first one that I'd like quote unquote been in love with. And I've mentioned this in the podcast before, so I won't go into too much details, but I always drag it back to this because definitely changed my what I kind of knew what love like. It kind of made me realize what love is. And yeah, probably about 6 months into the relationship, or maybe even before that, I'd say maybe 4 months or so. I thought this is going to be the be all and end all. And when that doesn't happen and that broke down, I was not in a good place. Honestly, year 12, it ended in year 12. I think it was about April, and yeah, like I was in a terrible headspace. I ended up in hospital a couple times because I was just really, really depressed. And yeah, looking back on it, I go, why? Like, seriously, it's just a girl. But it's because I'd set these expectations where I was like, this is gonna be my lover, and this isn't gonna end, and then it did. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, or if you like, what do you go into? Like, have you gone into like have you? When did you realize? Okay, like with your with M, like when did you realize this is the one? Like I'm certain of it because I've thought of that before, and in my
Yeah.
last relationship as well, and then
Yeah.
it hasn't been the case, and then it's like, well, what am I now? Like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like 8 years in, and I'm pretty sure she's the one, but people are wrong. Could be wrong. But yeah, it's weird the way that I met Em and the way that I like the way I met her is I was uh at a New Year's thing in like northern New South Wales, like a beach holiday for New Year's. And I don't drink. I didn't drink back then. And I got drunk and they locked me out of the cabin, the caravan. So I had, this is New Year's Eve, so I had no way of, like, I was like, I'm not going to spend New Year's Eve alone. They weren't letting me in. So I just went for a walk and I met Em and her friends. And yeah, as soon as I saw her, I was like, wow, she's beautiful kind of thing. And then she's like, I'm from the Blue Mountains. I was like, where the hell is that? I have no idea what that is. And then I think maybe 6 months later, so I spent about 6 months traveling up and down from Newcastle to the mountains every couple of weeks to spend time with her, and she did the same. But then eventually I just realized, I'm just going to move there and get outside the bubble I live in. If the relationship fails, then I'll move home, and at least I had an experience. If it works, then I could be onto something here, and I've been here ever since. So, the self expectations or expectations of relationships was really hard for me because I was kind of giving up a lot on my end to come here, where she was, at home. So. But I think I needed that in my life to evolve and get somewhere. Because I hear a lot of mountains people say they can't wait to leave the mountains. And I agree with them. I agree with them because you do have to get outside the square that you live in to evolve as a person, even if you come back. But yeah, I think just through that and the things that me and Em have been through, I think that makes our relationship stronger. And I think when you said at the start of it, it's really slow time-wise, like you said, 11 months or a year, 18 months, it's really slow and it feels like an eternity. I think as you get further on a relationship, the years just zip by. Like not long ago, I was like, me and Em together for 5 years. Now it's 8 years. But yeah, it can be. Yeah, and I have experienced depression. Like when I had that 2-year school relationship, after it, I went to see a family member in Adelaide for a couple of weeks. I had to get out of where I was and just get away. So yeah, I can understand that in a way. But yeah, I think with setting expectations in relationships, I think it just depends on the partner. It can't. I think it's unhealthy to be a one-way thing. Like, you got to share these thoughts with them and I think you can also tell with like at the start of the relationship where and that's how mature this person is, or where is this going to go. And I'd set your expectations off that.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you manage them pretty well, like especially like in your current relationship. I mean, you talk about like, well, if this fails, then I can just go home, which I think is a really good thing.
Yeah.
And Charlie, I know you're a bit quiet at the moment. I still see you there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
I
I know you're listening.
It's not on purpose. I'm
No,
listening.
it's all good. I'm just wondering
listening.
for you, Charlie. Like obviously, you haven't been in a like serious relationship as you've mentioned, but do you think like, do you think there's an appropriate time in a relationship where you kind of bring up, like Lucas said, you need to share your thoughts and I guess expectations with a partner? Like, what would you do if you're in a relationship now? And I mean, I know that you probably have certain expectations about finding someone. So what do you think you would do?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Lucas. I think you do need to be open. Yeah. Look, it's different for each type of couple. You know, that lots of people have their own ways of communicating, and that could be non-verbal or verbal. And I mean, it's whatever works really. But I would say for myself personally, you need to be quite verbal, and you need to be very open and very sort of. Yeah, I don't think you should really keep any thoughts to yourself if you're in a relationship. But look, it's different for each couple, and people have a thing, and if it works, it works. So, I don't think we should really I don't think there is one sort of one sort of exact. I don't know. No one can say what the perfect relationship is, really, can they? Because it's different for everyone.
Yep.
And it's funny, like, I've had times where, like, I've seen someone, I'm like, oh, you guys work together in a couple, like, that works as a relationship. Like, just parents and how it works. So, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
I think as well, like going back to what you're saying about like it's different for every couple and stuff. I also think you can plan so much with some person, like a single person in a relationship, but then you can actually get to those things and all of those things can happen and it just might not work in the end. Like you can get married, you can have bloody 6 kids. I mean, I'm just thinking of my idol and savior, Kanye West, by the way, new album coming on the way very shortly. Um I'm thinking of him and like Kim Kardashian, and I honestly like they got married in 2012. No one thought they would work out. And then 2020 they're still together. 8 years of marriage. Pretty good. 4 kids. Not too bad. We got North, we got Saint, we got Chicago. And what's the other one's name? Is it Psalm, I believe?
Southwest.
Psalm. I think I'm right. I can't believe I should know this. I'm pretty sure it's Psalm. Anyway.
What do you think about parents naming their kids after? I don't know. It's quite.
I'll get into this in a second. I'll just finish my point here. Those guys had literally 4 kids together. I think Kanye spoke about wanting more, and then
Those
Kanye
guys.
it just ended up breaking down. And I think everyone thought Kim left Kanye, but I think Kanye actually left Kim, and that, like, they got married, had kids, had the life, the dream, the American dream, like I mentioned last week. And in the end, it just didn't work out.
Mention the American dream last week.
I did. I briefly mentioned it. Yes, I did. But yeah, so they had like the dream, and it just obviously didn't really work in the end. And I think that's just kind of what happens. Going off topic here, we did mention today when we were hanging out, Charlie, about
Tyson.
certain names. Tyson. Yeah, let's not get into Tyson. No, about certain names of not calling your child, and
No, we won't. This is going too off topic.
We won't necessarily mention a particular person, Lucas, but we do know a family that had a very basic name. And let's just say this basic name it wasn't John, but let's just say their firstborn was John. And then they decided to name their next child after a Pixar character. I believe it's Pixar, or it might just be Disney. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I won't say what that name is because, you never know who's listening. But it would kind of be like me having a child calling it, say, Abby, and then going, okay, the next child I'm gonna call Shrek. Like,
No,
that's
no, yeah, no,
it's just
yeah.
the gap, the gap in names there.
And
What do you think's too young to get married? What do you reckon the best
This
age
is a
is to
good
get married?
question. Like I said last week, I thought by 22 I'd be married, but that was me being a naive 10-year-old. As I got older and older, I realized it's just not accurate. I think well, I reckon around the 28 mark is kind of about average, right? I mean, I guess it just depends on how long you've been together as well. Like,
But what was bizarre was like about 10, 20 years ago, people were getting married when they were 18, sort of 20.
most people are. You still get that. You still get like Christian sort of couples that get married at 18.
Yeah, but this wasn't even for religious reasons. This was just like, it was the thing. It's what you did.
Terry
Back
from
in 50.
Penrith. Oh yes, look at that. Kanye West late registration.
Oh, is that the one where he's got Mr. Lonely?
Mr. Lonely. What?
when you
What?
Is
This
that
is
Mr.
not an
Lonely?
Akon song. What?
What?
This is
Oh, is that Akon?
yeah, I think so.
I,
That's Kanye.
Mr.
when you
Lonely.
said Kanye, I started. So I can prove to you that I actually was a really big Kanye fan growing up because I've got late registration. It turns out I paid $30 for this CD, which is that must have been like on release. I got this one here. We'll quickly go through these. Graduation.
I love the album cover of Graduation.
Yeah, I love the colors.
Yeah.
We got 808s and Heartbreak.
There we go.
Yeah. We've got
And the greatest album of all time, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah. I paid 20 for that one, so that's a bit better.
What happened? What happened to Lucas, the Kanye fan?
I still listen to him. I think I just I don't know. Maybe I changed genres. I don't know. And I've not watched the throne.
He's a
Watch the
terrible
Throne.
country.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the average age of like Kanye fans is probably like between 16 and 25 anyway. So
Yeah. I really. I think I started listening to him when Graduation came out, and then I went backwards and got that registration. But anyway, continue on with the.
What about Jesus Walks? Do you like that?
Jesus the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love the instruments in that song and the beat more than the actual lyrics. To be honest, I know it's a political song, right?
it is in a sense, yeah.
I think he wrote it after a car crash. Didn't he
No, that
for a bit?
he is still kind of, I don't know what kind of genre you would call Kanye now. It's like gospel rap, but the new album coming out this weekend apparently has got the N word and the B word, the bitches word coming back into his
Will
rap.
Akon be on the album? We'll find out.
The Akon fan.
Were you thinking of the song Mr. Lonely?
Yes.
Not even remotely close to being Kanye.
So lonely.
Hey, look. If so, self expectations in relationships. If you don't compromise, you will be Mr. Lonely.
Yeah, that's
that's
so
it.
true.
What was that, Charlie?
What? Yeah, I'd say that's true. Yeah. Okay, right. So you said so married 28. Best age to have kids before marriage.
Look, it depends on the person. Most people wouldn't. I always say I would like a child before age 30, but it doesn't particularly matter. I don't know. Do you want kids one day, Lucas, or is that not really up your alley?
Yeah, for me it is. Em's a school teacher. So she's not very fond of kids.
Fair enough.
because she works for them every day. But maybe one day in the future, or in the future, of course. I'd love some. I'd have a kid right now if that was the case. But I think we've got other plans. Like we're saving to buy a house. We want to knock that over before we do anything like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic: gun control in America.
No, he's don't listen to this guy.
Okay.
All right. Here's a question with relationships. At what point in the relationship do you merge your Apple Music or Spotify account?
Never.
No, I like how you said Apple Music first.
Yeah, I know you. I know you like.
Thank you, Lucas, for paying attention to me and my interests and my superior streaming service. Didn't I even say this to you today, Charlie? I feel like I brought it up. Well, I think I was talking to someone today about Apple Music being better.
Yeah.
It is just superior. But anyway, yeah, no, great question actually. When do you merge? I mean, good point, Charlie. I feel like you should never merge. I don't ever want to have a joint Apple Music or Spotify account. That thought dreads me. The thought that my personalized playlist will be mixed in with someone else who probably listens to, like, I don't know, what do the females listen to nowadays? What do they listen to? Taylor Swift?
Nora Jones.
What?
Hey, that could be a separate podcast right there. What do females listen to these days?
We observe the female sex, and they have long hair and wear dresses.
Yeah. I could never combine a music like Eli said, because I just don't want my playlists or I don't want to follow an artist I wouldn't listen to. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing with having kids as well. I mean, like my sister Zoe, like all her personalized playlists have become the Wiggles or White Noise. It's like, damn, like I don't want that. I don't want my like I would never if I ever have kids, I'm making a separate like account.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just use YouTube or something for that because I ain't merging my Apple Music account with like music from kids music and White Noise. I don't want my personalized playlist to be some Wiggles jams, Hot Potato 2021 edition, or whatever year it'll be, 2030 edition. Yeah. So yeah, no. In terms of Charlie, are you still there? Yes, you just blurry.
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're frozen or just blurry.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, so moving past the whole relationship expectations, what was the other one that you wanted to sort of bring up, Charlie?
Work, but I think we spoke about that last podcast. I think we touched on
we did.
quite a lot.
Yeah.
I
mean, well, my philosophical I couldn't say it then. Last week I didn't get a proper answer from you guys though about I actually wrote a blog this week about why bronze. Just a quick 3-minute blog. Like it was a 3-minute read, but it was about why bronze medalists are happier than silver medalists. I did a bit of research into that this week. And they did an index scale. I'll actually just quickly open up that blog just to give you guys a bit of an insight. But yeah, I did a bit of research and like it's actually like this is full like scientifically proven that like some sort of science about bronze medalists and that they actually genuinely are happier than silver medalists. So
they know.
yes, so they did researchers of the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona observed video footage, placed medalists on a scale of 1 to 10 when they heard the announcement of their medal, as well as later on at the medal ceremony. On average, the silver medalist scored a 4.8 and the bronze medalist scored a 7.1 immediately following the announcement. At the medal ceremony, silver medalist dropped to a 4.3 on the happiness. Bronze medalist scored a 5.7. So yeah, like I said last week, and I said in my blog, most obvious reason I think is that the silver medalists might be too focused on winning gold, and they would have set that expectation, and unfortunately, when you come so close to coming first, it's just disappointing. So yeah, I don't know. Like, is there another reason for this though?
I thought about it a bit, and I just thought it's like your progress as an athlete or an Olympian. If you get the bronze medal, then you're looking at the other two people on the podium and like, all right, that's what I need to work towards. That's the goal. Where if you're in the silver position, you're looking at the guy that you just missed out on, and the margins might have been so close. You kind of think, what do I need to do now to achieve? Like, you know, it's so hard in that moment to figure out what to do next, which I think most of the time is just grind it out and improve your weaknesses or improve your game. But yeah, that's the way I kind of looked at it.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think it's like being told, okay, so Charlie,
Yeah.
what would you prefer? This is obviously an easy question. Hi, Charlie. You are the best chef in the world. Or, hey Charlie, you are almost the best chef in the world. However, Gordon Ramsay's better than you. So you're the second best chef in the world. Now, obviously, you prefer the first place. I mean, don't even try to justify the other answer.
No, I'm not. But I could justify it. I could.
Okay, but
No, I'm
then,
not.
okay, what if we're going, Charlie, you're the second best chef in the world.
Yep.
Behind Gordon Ramsay, or Charlie, you are the third best chef in the world. Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver are in front of you. Jamie Oliver. No, but seriously, I know this is a dumb question, but when you think about it, it's like, okay, you're so close to the top when you're second. When you're third, you're like, there's a couple people above me. You know?
Okay. Put this to you. You are the second, not the first. You are the second worst chef. So you don't feel as bad.
I am the second worst chef.
No, but you don't feel as bad. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the other way around. So you don't feel as bad as being last.
True.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but then what about third worst? Third
Yeah.
worst would still be better than second worst.
Yeah, that's true. What?
Yeah, go on.
No, I was gonna. Yeah, no, keep on going.
I was gonna say I'll give you guys some homework to
No
have
homework.
a bit of no. Listen to me. You're doing some homework, and I want you guys to message me in a week or a few weeks. Watch the Olympic medal ceremonies, and observe the reactions from silver medalists and bronze medalists. And whoever finds the best, like whoever gets a photo of the best reaction of like a happier bronze medalist compared to a silver medalist, I'll give you like $5. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's a fair game to play. Easy money.
What about a Apple Music subscription?
A
We
monthly
could get a family
subscription?
account, Eli.
As I said, I'm not sharing my bloody account with anyone. Never.
What about what's Akon's latest album called?
He even still make music. It's like Usher. What's Usher doing nowadays?
I don't know. He's
Usher said yeah 3 times and then pretty much it's dipped.
Yeah.
Is it bad for me to sort of merge them all together? Like, obviously you got like Kanye and you got like, just Kanye, But then all the other artists, they sort of just merge into one sort of just.
Like what? So One Direction and Akon.
Yeah, I don't know. They all merge together, really. They all sound the same. There's no.
Do they? Does Justin Bieber sound like T-Pain?
Take your shirt off. Nah.
I don't even know how we got onto this topic. Yeah, but obviously you want to go soon, Charlie. But like, is there a final point we can go? I mean, we missed out on a lot of stuff last week, so.
Well, what did we miss out on? I feel we touched on.
We did cover a lot in a short period of time.
Good question. We need to do a music pod for sure.
Yeah.
What do you want to What do you want to chat about?
A good topic would be why do people attach themselves to certain genres of music or something like that? Like
Great
what
philosophical question.
Yeah.
Because it's cool, man. I don't
It's
know.
what's popular.
Stuff being popular, like
Not
just enjoy
necessarily.
music that you like.
Music's subjective, obviously. But like, can you make a claim that music can be objective? I don't know. Like objectively bad music, it exists.
Yeah.
Like there is music out there that is trash. I don't know if you've seen the reviews of the new Tones and I album. Not good.
Rubbish.
If you got a solid 0 from Anthony Fantano. Don't know if you guys know him. He's basically a guy on YouTube who just does music reviews and angers a lot of people because he doesn't like their albums. He gave My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a 6. So you know.
I do not like that Tones and I don't see why.
Dance Monkey.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah. I just don't think she's a talented like the music I hear doesn't catch me at all. So
she's from Byron Bay, mate. She's someone tells her she's talented, and the next minute, oh yes, I can make it. I mean, fair play to her. She's become big. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money as well from a really annoying song. But anyway, it's like one of the most listened to songs this year by what's his name? Mask Astronaut or something. And it's literally what you know about rolling down and it's such a terrible song, but
it's all auto-tuned. There is no real talent anymore. I'm yet to find someone who's got raw, pure talent. It's just all auto-tuned shit. It's just, I don't know.
There's a lot of good artists out there. I'm not sure if you're aware of the 18-year-old goddess Olivia Rodrigo. I actually think she's 17 or something.
Eli, no.
As goddess, I meant music.
Touchy.
I meant music goddess. Sour's album of the year.
All right, so Akon has released recent music. His latest record is called Ain't No Peace. It's a 7-track album. So check that out.
Nice plug.
Yeah, I do know. I do like Olivia Rodrigo. She's cool. Yeah.
Yep, good music. That's what we want to hear, Lucas. Charlie's still stuck on Norah Jones and Casey Chambers. Casey Chambers. Coldplay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up in a second. Who has a life hack this week though?
Ooh. A life hack. Is that like your little cheat sheet kind of thing from last time?
That's it.
Jeez. Life hasn't really changed since last week. It's been pretty similar.
It doesn't mean it has to be this week. It can just be in general.
Yeah. Has Charlie got one?
No, not really.
No, we need to think of one for sure.
Sorry, I was just rudely interrupted. I just heard Brisbane got the next Olympic Games. So there you go, guys. And guess what? They were competing. So they've got the 2032 Olympic Games. And guess what? They were competing against a total of 0 other nations for that bid. So congrats to Brisbane. Just like pretty much like winning. That's just like the David Bradbury, basically. Except there's no other competition. It's like
I reckon it should be in Australia. Sorry, not Australia, Sydney. Brisbane.
it was in Sydney in 2000, Charlie.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't there.
Well, I've got a life hack here, guys. Put old newspaper at the bottom of your bin to absorb food juices. Who needs a compost? Just chuck a newspaper at the bottom of your bin. It'll absorb the juice. Won't have to worry about that liquid getting anywhere. Thoughts?
Lucas, do you like Angus Stone?
I like Julius
jet
Stone.
plane guy.
Yeah,
Is
he
that
was
him?
with the Dope Lemon. Yeah.
Dope Lemon.
What? Does he release his own music, or they've always been
They
together?
do now. I think they split. Did they? Aren't
Angus
they
and
brothers
Julia.
and sisters though?
Yeah. No, they. Well, I don't know if they split, but they went their separate. Like, they released solo stuff.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because Julia Stone's releasing an album. No, she released an album, and I was gonna check it out, and I completely forgot about it. So thanks for reminding me about that. We can continue on this conversation. I'm just gonna end this recording because we're completely off topic now. But
Wait, I got
you got what?
some life hacks.
All right, let's hear it.
So I googled the top 20 life hacks. These are some of them. I don't agree with these. All right, so dry your clothes faster. Wear tight shoes. Start a fire.
How's that? What?
Find small lost items and time mark your water bottles. That's what it says when I type.
Intriguing.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you bounce batteries, you can see if they're good or bad. If you drop them on a table from about 6 inches, you give them one small bounce, and if they fall right over, they're good. If they bounce around any more than that, they're dead or on the way out.
Okay, that's
I
a
don't
much
believe
better
that at all. Try it at home if you want, kids. Charlie, what have you got to offer?
If you are making poached eggs and you crack the egg into the water and the egg falls into the bottom of the pan, that means it's off. If it floats back up, that means it's fine.
That's Chef Charlie. Follow him on Instagram. Chef Charlie Cooks. No, I'm gonna end the episode here because I don't want to stretch it over time.
Yeah,
and we've covered expectations pretty well. But thanks for listening, guys. Make sure to subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but specifically Apple Podcasts because it's a better podcasting platform, just like Apple Music is to Spotify. It's superior. So yeah, listen to that advice, and you'll regret it. Also, Apple Music pays their artists better than Spotify, and the sound quality is better. There's more songs on Apple Music. I promise I'm not sponsored by Apple Music.
I find that hard to believe, Eli, because I thought that was the other way around.
What? I sponsor them.
No, I thought Apple Music.
No, it's actually true. Apple Music pays their artists better. And better quality, more selection of songs. What does Spotify have? Personalized playlists. So does Apple Music. But anyway, Thanks for listening.
Does
We
Apple
got
Music have Akon's latest album, Ain't No Peace?
I'm sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does because it would.
Yeah.
Ain't no peace. All right, thank you, gentlemen, for joining. And we got a bit off topic today, but that's absolutely fine. And if you have any expectations that you're struggling with, I suggest writing down. Maybe we mentioned last week. Just maybe writing down your goals. Maybe being more realistic about them, as Charlie mentioned last week. So yeah, plenty of strategies out there. We ain't no gods, so we can't really tell you what to do. Although it's interesting when you Google something and it's like there's a bunch of experts telling you how to do stuff and live your life. But anyway, I always wonder who.
I'd say a hack, Eli, is when you're trying to search for someone, put not brackets. What are they called? I think they're in. No, it is brackets. Yeah, when you're trying to search for someone in Google, just that person, you put brackets and that name, and then you'll just find that person instead
Wait,
of
what?
going for the. Yeah, so if you're looking for someone,
Brackets.
I don't know, say like a random person. I don't know who a random person is. Then you go brackets, and it will go through all the social media accounts, and anything that if that person has had a online footprint, it'll find it.
Yeah, you're actually right.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, there you go. It comes up with my podcast, by the way. That's
Law and Order. Law and Order, SVU.
When I used to track people, that's how I did it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.